everybody. Today I'm going to talk about a little bit about my research. It is called Minimal Response as a Strategy to Develop Listening Comprehension in a Beginner Level. Introduction. The research shows the use of minimal response as a strategy to develop listening comprehension in a conversation to the students of English language who are in a beginning level. This strategy helps them to understand better what is said in a conversation. It is prepared by Zimmerman and West in 1975. The statement of the problem. Learners of English language who lack listening comprehension in a beginning level because they don't listen music, TV, radio, or someone else without an idea about the content, such as meaning or pronunciation. In addition, the speaker must have to speak accurately, such as ideas are based on what Richard calls skill competence, that is the knowledge that we possess in advance about the subject matter or context of the discourse. Moreover, the listeners face some problems to get an effective listening comprehension as the following. These are according to Richards in 1983. Hearing sounds. It is when the listeners don't perceive certain English sounds with any accuracy because these sounds don't exist in their language. Because, for example, in France, they don't have the sounds the as ding. So it depends to the country that the listener comes from. In another hand, the listener has to understand the stress and intonation of the sounds. For that, they have to know very well the system of stress, rhyme, and intonation of the words. In addition, the listener has to predict or guess what is going to be said in the conversation, and also the listener has to understand the colloquial vocabulary in the foreign language, because they suppose that they already know about them, but the reality that they are not familiar with them, and they need to practice or memorize them. And the last is to recognize different accents. For example, in this case, the listener are accustomed to listen to the teacher all the time in the classroom, and when they listen to someone else, they realize that they don't understand anything or complete, or they don't understand very well the message. Moreover, the listener has to be the listener has to be connected to their purpose and expectations, because if they want to know the answer of a question, they are going to ask and they expect to hear a relevant answer. For example, if they ask, where are you going to be? This they expect to hear for a place, and in this part is when have to they use their listening out. It means that they have to be carefully in certain phrases or words. Minimal response are short answers that the listener makes uh, as indicators that the listener comprehends the message of the speaker. And these are divided into parts. The first is nonverbal, is related to gestures and postures of the body, and verbal are divided in four types. The first is single words such as yes, okay, no, short utterance such as oh my god or really. In another hand, I have short clauses such as that's right, that's true, I agree, and the last longer utterance, which are used as clarification with a question what. These minimal responses were by Zimmerman and West in 1975, as I said before in my introduction. I'm going to define what is strategy. Strategy, it is the procedures used in learning thinking, which serve as a way of reaching a goal. And the most important definition is listening. The process of listening is often contrasted with hearing. Hearing is a physical act and listening is a mental act. In one hand, I have hearing as a physical ability to perceive and process sounds. On the other hand, listening is more related to pay attention to something or someone in specific. It is supported by Lustig in 1979. The purpose of the study. The purpose of the study is to identify the use of minimal response as a strategy to develop listening comprehension in a beginning level. The research questions: how do minimal response helps to learners to develop listening comprehension in a conversation? And the other question is, what kind of activities does the teacher can implement in a classroom? And the last, I'm going to talk about my hypothesis. If the learners use minimal response as the strategy, they will be able to develop their listening comprehension in a conversation. Because, as I said before, Anderson in 1999 claims that it is a strategy increase immediacy signals that the listener comprehends the speaker's message and reinforce the role of the speaker in a conversation. Well, I hope that you have spent a good time with me. Thank you for watching my video.